I've had a stalker for about 4 years. He was never aggressive or sent me proper threats, so, stubborn as I am, I did my best to ignore him and not give in to the satisfaction of showing him any fear. To be honest, after a while, I also wasn't scared anymore since he almost never came close to me. I know being stalked can affect people severely, and even in a case like mine, that's totally valid. But I guess I just got lucky and I was never really psychologically affected by it. His stalking behavior mostly just consisted of him sending me letters, gifts such as photos of my own apartment building from outside, things he dug out from my trash can, and so on. I called the police many times, but they weren't able to do really anything, to be honest, and they couldn't catch or identify him. Since I barely use any social media aside from Reddit, I have no personal identifying information here, so don't think he'd ever see it. One person even asked, "Does he know you're putting him on blast on Reddit?" And I answered, maybe. Maybe it would make him angry. Maybe he'd be turned on. Don't know, don't care. Well, I know the real answer now. He did see it, and he did not like it. Like I said, he was never aggressive and he never came close to me. The closest I know of was when he sent me a picture of myself unlocking my apartment door, taken from the corner of the steps. I'm thinking that he might have hid a camera there instead of being there to take the photo there himself. I think I would have noticed him if he did it. I don't know who he got the wind of AMA, but he did. The next week was quiet, no letters, and I didn't see him anywhere. Then he left letters with printed out questions and my answers from the AMA. He also left me with a long hateful letter towards my boyfriend about an issue I had posted on the German version of Reddit. His letters were never hateful like that before, though he had never seemed happy with my boyfriend. He wrote about how I should share the spotlight with him since I got so much attention thanks to him. A few days later, I got a gift, but this time he didn't leave it at my mailbox or at my car like he usually did. No, this time he left it inside the apartment building right next to my front door. I didn't take it inside to my apartment, but I had opened it outside. It was a pretty big box, which was also unusual, and it was taped shut. As I'm typing this out, I realized that wasn't a good idea, and it could have ended badly for me, but luckily, he didn't send me a bomb or anything. He did, however, send me this. Several zip ties, a roll of tape, the kind you use to tape off the walls when painting, but nothing you could use to restrain someone. A TV remote with most of the buttons picked off, a pack of band-aids with a few used ones, not actually, just made it look that way according to the police, and a framed picture of me. I could tell the picture was taken a few days ago and my boyfriend was next to me, but he was cut off the photo. The frame was shattered and the package was full of glass shards, clearly more than just what could have fallen out of the frame, and they were also intentionally put inside the crumpled newspaper that was stuffed in there to keep it all in place. I called the police right away and gave it to them. They were more concerned about it this time, and they told me that they'd send patrol cars more frequently. He didn't show up or leave me any letters/gifts for about another week and a half, but 8 days ago it started again. I found letters in my mailbox where he wrote about how he'd wasted his time on me, how I haven't been appreciating his effort, and how he was wrong about me being special. 5 days ago, I left my apartment in the morning and heard a crunch sound as I stepped out of my doormat. He put the broken glass under it in the night. I went off to work because I was in a hurry and I was just going to make my boyfriend call the police, but then I found my car had also been vandalized. The sides were scratched, lights smashed, and the windshield had a phrase painted on it. It said, "It's time soon, miss my last name." I went back inside and called the cops myself. They found the same phrase on a note under the doormat. This time they really took me seriously, which might have been because I was just so pissed at the point, which I made very clear. If, for some reason, you're like me and just too stubborn to be afraid of a stalker like mine, then all of this, the letters, gifts, photos, even the damn glass under my doormat, are just really annoying and inconvenient. But my car was useless to me now, and the threat scared even me. I did, however, have a dash cam in my car, and it caught everything. The police said they took the footage as evidence, even though the dash cam footage wasn't of high quality, and I had given them photos of him that were just as good before. but they said it's not enough. And they told me they'd look into it further and promised to send more patrol cars again. Then it was quiet for 2 more days. Until 2 days ago. Someone rang the doorbell just after 4 a.m. My boyfriend and I got up, but we were both hesitant. I saw the blue lights outside, and just as I got up, I heard them shouting, "This is the police, please open the door." They told us that they were called by one of our downstairs neighbors, who came home from his night shift in about hours earlier. He heard someone else enter the building after them before they fell shut. My neighbors know of my situation. I've asked them to make sure that they don't let strangers into the building. This neighbor then went into his own apartment and looked through the people. We have motion activated lights in the stairway, so we waited to see if they'd turn back on. They did. Then he saw a middle-aged man walk upstairs. Above this neighbor are only me and my boyfriend, who probably won't be getting any visitors at 3 a.m., so we called the police. They came and found my stalker 1/2 floor above me on the stairs. He should have been able to see the cop car since there's a little window up there and they had their lights on, but either he missed them or he wanted to get caught. They found a pocket knife on him and he confessed to being my stalker right away. He's finally caught. They got him. It took 4 years, a provocative Reddit post, and a very intelligent, caring neighbor, but he's finally done, for now at least. He's facing several charges and I've collected every single piece of evidence over the past 4 years. I don't know what kind of outcome I can expect, but for now, I've finally got some peace. I'm an 18-year-old male. One night I was at the gym around 10 p.m. because I'd worked all day and my gym stays open all night. I was casually working out as I always have. Out of nowhere, this very short Hispanic guy comes out of nowhere and asks me what I'm doing later. Thinking this is very odd, I decided to ignore him and act like I didn't hear him because of my headphones. He kept asking me but eventually left. When I finished my workout, I went into the locker room to get my keys and check myself out in the mirror. As I entered the locker room, the guy was sitting on the bench staring at me, like watching my every move. So I skipped looking at myself in the mirror and grabbed my keys and go to the bathroom quick. I can see he starts to follow me as I head into the urinal, so quickly I resort to the stall. When I left the stall, he's still staring at me from the urinal. I ignore him and start leaving the gym, but he still follows me. Once again, he asks what I'm doing tonight and what's my name. But this time, I couldn't pretend to not hear him, so I just said, "Sorry man, I'm not interested," and quickly got to my car and drove away. A week later, I had work again this day, so I was at the gym around 10 p.m. and everything was normal. I was working out and I saw some of my friends, and then I see the same guy from a week ago staring at me whilst leaning against an empty wall. I try to ignore him, but every machine or workout I do, he starts to follow me. I stayed by some friends so he'd hopefully not come near me. When those friends left, so did he, so I thought I was safe. I got my stuff together and head out around 11:30. At this point, my phone had died. I was a little worried, but then I started to freak out because when I approached my car, there was a rose in my truck's handle on the driver's side. I actually started to run and went back to get some assistance from someone who was working because I didn't feel like dying that day. After removing it, I sped home as fast as I could. A few days later, I had a normal workout and didn't see him until I went to my truck. He was parked right next to me, standing in front of his car. While I got in, I could see him watching me the whole time. Now every time I go late at night, he's waiting for me and asking me these weird questions. I talked to the workers about this and they said that he's not from here and he's just trying to be nice. But I can't help but wonder, why doesn't he take a hint when I tell him no all the time? I wake up hours early in the morning to go to the gym now, but when I go late he's still there watching me every time. Another time there was a rose on my windshield and a phone wire wrapped around my handle. Then more recently he added me on Snapchat. I don't know how he knows my name or how he knew what car was mine in the first place.